Celebrity guest stars in Star Trek are nothing new, with guest performers coming from all sides of the entertainment industry. One such side is the performance art known as professional wrestling. There are 5 seemingly random characters from throughout the history of Star Trek that were played by performers from the realm of the squared circle. This video is the story of those 5 individuals, the characters they portrayed, and the legacies they have built, not just in wrestling history, but in Star Trek history as well. From the outside looking in, most would assume that the first WWE wrestler to appear in Star Trek was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but this was not the case. Born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada on July 1st, 1958, Tom McGee might not be a familiar name to wrestling fans, but he did play a part in one of the most infamous matches in WWE history. The date was October 7th, 1986. The place was the Blue Cross Arena, then known as the War Memorial Arena in Rochester, New York, United States. The event was a taping of WWF Wrestling Challenge, one of 2 syndicated television programs produced for the World Wrestling Federation, now known as World Wrestling Entertainment. Even in 1986, at the height of the pop culture phenomenon known as Hulkamania, WWE's then owner, Vince McMahon, was looking for the next big thing. McMahon thought that he had found it in Tom McGee. To see if he was right, McMahon would schedule matches involving McGee to see if he could handle the pressure. One of those was a dark, or untelevised match at the October 7th, 1986 Wrestling Challenge taping, pitting McGee against an up-and-comer named Bret the Hitman Hart. The match impressed McMahon, but within a year, McGee was falling down the ranks. Within 4 years, McGee had left the wrestling industry altogether. As he was retiring from wrestling, McGee began to take up acting. One of his first roles after retiring from wrestling was as Fekler, the guardian of the dishonored dead in Klingon mythology, in the 4th season Star Trek The Next Generation episode Devil's Due. In the episode, McGee's Fekler was one of many guises that Ardra, a con artist claiming to be a deity on the planet Ventax II, used in her attempt to take over the planet. Tom McGee would fall into obscurity until 2019, when following the discovery of a lost tape of the 1986 McGee-Hart match, which had been highly sought after by wrestling tape traders, becoming a holy grail in the wrestling tape trading community, WWE produced a documentary on the match entitled Holy Grail: The Search for WWE's Most Infamous Lost Match. Images of Tom McGee outside the Fekler makeup and costumes seen in this video were taken from that documentary. "10 years after Tom McGee portrayed Fekler, one of the biggest names in wrestling history took the first steps on his journey to becoming the biggest movie star in the world. Born in Hayward, California, United States on May 2nd, 1972, but billed as being from Miami, Florida, United States, Dwayne Johnson, or The Rock as he is known in wrestling circles, is literally wrestling royalty, as he is a part of one of the most dominating families in wrestling history. The Anoa'i family is a dynasty of Samoan wrestlers who have literally dominated the industry for nearly 60 years. Johnson is a member of the Anoa'i dynasty through blood, as he is the grandson of late legendary wrestler and promoter High Chief Peter Maivia. Johnson's wrestling career is too long and successful to sum up in just one set of paragraphs. If you want the full story, follow the link in the pinned comment below. In 2000, the WWE and the United Paramount Network, or UPN, were celebrating the success of SmackDown, a program that the WWE was producing for broadcast on UPN. To celebrate, Johnson was one of 3 WWE wrestlers selected to appear in a series of UPN broadcasts. Johnson would appear in the 6th season Star Trek Voyager episode Sunkatse as an unnamed alien martial arts champion who would fight popular Voyager character 7 of 9, portrayed by Jerry Ryan, in the titular alien Bloodsport. A pair of humorous images would emanate from the filming of Sankatse. The most prominent of these is Johnson holding Voyager co-creator and co-executive producer Rick Berman in a headlock. Shortly after Sankatse first aired, Johnson made his motion picture acting debut as the Scorpion King in the 2001 film The Mummy Returns. The rest, as they say, is history. Dwayne Johnson was profiled in our Starfleet Cinema episode on the 2023 Disney short film Once Upon a Studio. You can find a link in the upper right corner of your screen right now or in the description. Born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, United States, but billed as being from Compton, California, United States on June 24, 1958. Late actor Tommy "Tiny" Lister Jr.'s time in the wrestling spotlight was brief but memorable. This time began when Lister was cast as Zeus in the 1989 cult classic action film No Holds Barred, as we mentioned in the final day installment of NeoBlisseyX versus the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge. Details at the link in the upper right corner of your screen or in the description. The film, which was produced by the World Wrestling Federation, actually led to Lister wrestling as Zeus in various events over the 6 months following the original theatrical release of No Holds Barred. Lister would later wrestle for the WWE'S main rival promotion, World Championship Wrestling, or WCW, under the name Z Gangsta. In 2001, Lister appeared in Broken Bow, the 2-hour pilot episode of Star Trek Enterprise, as Clang, the first Klingon ever encountered by humanity. Lister passed away in Marina del Rey, California, United States on December 10, 2020, at the age of 62. Tommy "Tiny" Lister Jr. was also profiled in our episode of Starfleet Cinema dedicated to the Zootopia franchise. You can find a link in the upper right corner of your screen right now or in the description. Born in Aiken, South Carolina, United States on February 8, 1972, Paul White II was billed for his appearance as an Orion slaver in the 4th season Star Trek Enterprise episode Borderland under the ring name Big Show, which was the name he was known under in WWE. Like Dwayne Johnson, White's career is too long and distinguished to shorten into a mere few paragraphs. Again, if you want the full story, follow the link in the pinned comment below. As previously profiled in our video Who's Who on Star Trek Starfleet Academy, link in the upper right corner of your screen right now or in the description, Rebecca Quin, or Becky Lynch as she is known in WWE, is the first female WWE superstar to appear on Star Trek. In an interview with website Collider, link in the description, Quin noted her childhood love of Star Trek and for her fellow Irishman, Next Generation and Deep Space Nine actor Colm Meaney, who portrayed Chief O'Brien. The YouTube channel WWE Vault has posted in its entirety the documentary film Holy Grail, the search for WWE's most infamous lost match, as mentioned earlier in this video. You can find a link in the description.